outside my house on June 22nd. He has spent $8 million, most of that negative campaigning, and he's pointing fingers at me. Give me a break.
Do you think, does your own polling, or do you think that there is a small gap here that you can close before next Tuesday? 5 points is still 5 points.
Yes, we're going to close it. 5 points is a lot less than 25 points. And as I'll go back to the thing I said, he has spent $8 million since January, and he's exactly where he was in the polls. My numbers are very different than they were in January, and we have not yet spent $2.5 million.
If you are in fact gaining, what do you think the reason is?
I think people want a candidate who has done something. They want a candidate who's not trying to buy the office. I think the reality is that as people are looking at this race, and a lot of people tuned in, interestingly enough, to this late debate, they're selecting a candidate who has the experience necessary to prepare him for the job. That's me. You know, I ran a city successfully. We did wonderful things. People acknowledge that. They know it's true, despite what they're hearing, and they've decided to support my candidacy. That's why we're moving. That's why he's stuck.
What do you make of the fact that in both races, likely Republicans, likely Democrats, pick the two Greenwich business guys as the guys who they not necessarily they're going to support, but as the ones by a roughly 2-to-1 margin they think have the best chance of winning?
These two guys are spending millions and millions of dollars. Let's just focus on Ned for a minute. In the last 4 years, he has spent probably $26 million running for public offices in the state of Connecticut. People in the middle class are used to thinking that you have to be wealthy to win. And so they reflect that in that answer to that poll. But people in the middle class aren't going to support these two candidates. That's why I'm moving in the polls. That's why he's stuck.
What's the difference?
Do you want to compare right now to 4 years ago? It's about the same distance, with the same amount of time left. What's different in your campaign compared to 4 years ago?
Hopefully I'm a better candidate. I think it begins with that. I'm tireless. I hit 9 towns yesterday. I have a lot of organized labor support, which I didn't have 4 years ago. They're working hard. They're pulling hard. I think I think we had that second debate. But first of all, we had the debate about debates, which I think hurt Ned terribly. And then we had the second debate, which I think hurt Ned terribly. So, we go from there.
A Bridgeport City Council member filed a complaint with the Elections Enforcement Commission yesterday, claiming that you might have used some of the opposition research that Joe Lieberman used 4 years ago and not reported it. He filed the complaint. Bob Walsh, the city council.
It's the same councilman who pushed a woman at a council meeting about a month ago?
Allegedly?
Allegedly.
Maybe I don't think she was on her way to file a complaint with the SEC.
Let's be very clear. A lot of elbows are being thrown. That's not the case, and he can file his complaint, and there'll be a hearing. And it's just silly, honestly.
Turnout in summer primary.